There might be less difference than you think between a car hitting a wall and your consciousness slamming into reality. In a crash, the car's body crumples. In a human, it's hope that bends. Neuroscience says our brains aren't great at telling dreams from reality. When we imagine something, the same neural circuits fire as if it's actually happening. So when the dream doesn't come true, the brain logs it as failure, loss, even trauma. And then comes the crash. Cortisol spikes, sleep disappears, your gut hates you, your stomach goes on strike, your brain throws a tantrum. And to all those who write delusional self-help books, selling dreams and skipping reality, I have one thing to say. Come on, develop me. Turn me into a genius, please. Because apparently, I'm an idiot. I can't read, can't think, and obviously can't succeed without your sacred, overpriced coaching. Develop me so well that I jump off a cliff without a parachute. So well that I can walk naked down the street and nobody even notices. Let me hand in a blank test paper and still expect an A+. Let me sell everything I own, chase a dream, end up broke, and feel absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, I spend 5 years researching one topic, traveling, talking to experts, reading hundreds of books, writing one solid book, and it barely sells 10,000 copies. But you, with your $199.99 TL certificate from an online life coach course, write some fluffy stories, and your book sells 300,000 copies. Sure, I'll smile, while I sit cross-legged in front of 3 candles, making weird sounds. To manifest success, you're jumping from one TV show to another, building your fame on empty promises. They sell dreams. But when it comes to how those dreams come true, they've got nothing but cliches. One book can't fix everyone. People are not machines. To pretend otherwise is ignorance wrapped in marketing. Reality check. If you have a dream, you have to work your ass off. You'll grind, bleed, break, and rebuild. You want to be the best? Study the best. Model them. Shape yourself. There's no shortcut, no cheat code, no magic visualization will save you from the truth. Without sacrifice, there is no such thing as success. All right, I got that rant out of my system. Now, let's get serious again. Most of what we call modern life is just a civil war between your digestive system and your consciousness. Do you really think emotions are just abstract feelings? That your decisions come only from books and podcasts? No. Your instincts, your fears, your thoughts, they all come from lived experience. And sometimes, that experience hurts. Heartbreak? Science says the brain processes emotional pain the same way it does physical injury. There's even a thing called broken heart syndrome. Your heart literally changes shape. That phrase, "it crushed me," isn't just a metaphor. When you go home and cry yourself to sleep, your brain might be whispering, "I told you not to imagine that person in your future." And it's not just about relationships. Maybe as a kid you wanted to be an astronaut. Now you're staring at your reflection in a corporate window thinking, "How did I end up here?" That dream crashed and burned. But the brain didn't throw it away. It archived it. And guess what? It also archived the song that was playing in the background when the dream died. So years later, when that same song plays, your chest tightens, and you don't know why. That's because your brain quietly filed a crash report. Dream failed to manifest. Age 21. Minor hope, fractures. Likely to recur. And the more reports it logs, the more scared you become. Not of crashing, but of trying, of risk. But consciousness? It's not a smooth ride with airbags. It speeds on imagination, skids on doubt, and crashes into facts. Your mind is a cargo truck, stuffed with undeclared hopes, unresolved trauma, and unopened therapy sessions. Every pothole feels like an earthquake, and sometimes the weight is too much. Then suddenly, you read a tweet, 6 words, and it breaks you. None of us are okay, just waiting. That crash you thought was an accident? Turns out, it was a long overdue delivery. Science says the brain cannot fix disappointment. It can only learn to live with it. And sometimes we call that learning process maturity. But not everyone learns. That's why everyone you see on the street is a damaged vehicle. Some are dented, some are scratched, and some smile like nothing's wrong while hiding an airbag under their skin. Maybe humans are the only species with crash-tested consciousness, but what turns us into scrap isn't the collision, it's when we stop dreaming within our real potential. Utopian dreams lift you to the sky, but reality's wall hits hard. When you crash, there's nothing left, not even you. You become a flickering flame barely pretending to breathe. Don't dream, and you won't crash, but you also won't move, won't risk, won't live. And the quietest crash of all is when you hit the wall with the question, who was I supposed to be? So if you made that little sound just now, congratulations. Your brain released 12 microns of serotonin. That too was real. Now, subscribe. Maybe we'll crash into something beautiful together.